Hello students. Today again we meet again in mathematics and we are having a new topic which is not really new. It is a continuation of area and I'm going to deal with surface area of cylinders. A cylinder is a figure which is made up of three main parts. As you can see, I've drawn it on the whiteboard here. This one is a cylinder. The cylinder is made up of the top part, which is a circular part. You can see this one. This one is a circle. This one in the middle, we have a rectangle. And the bottom one is also a circle. So we come to learn that a cylinder is made up of a circle and a circle. The bottom and the top are made up of circles, and the middle part is a rectangle. This middle part, we call it the curved surface. Curved surface. So this middle part, we call it the curved surface, which forms a rectangle. But now we want to derive a formula on how we find the surface area of a cylinder. And before I continue, let me remind you, Corona is real. It has killed so many people. Take care of yourself. And the best thing for you to do is, Corona is spread where we have crowds of people. Avoid being in crowded areas. Stay at home. Stay safe. Always remember to wash your hands with running water with soap. Remember also to take care of your environment. Take good care of your trees around your home, your flowers, so that they can take care of you also. Back to our topic. We are on surface area. And on this one, I want to derive a formula of how we find surface area of cylinders. For this one, we have three types of cylinders. The first one, we have a closed cylinder. We have a closed cylinder. Second one, we have an open cylinder. We have an open cylinder. Third, we have a pipe. A pipe, in other words, open on both sides. A cylinder which is open. We have a cylinder which is open on both sides. It is also named as a pipe. Therefore, we need to find, we have already learned about area of a circle. Can you tell me the formula of finding area of a circle? Good. Area of a circle is pi r squared. That's area of a circle. And for this case, we have two circles. So we shall have the areas of the circle combined will be 2 pi r squared. That is for the circles. Now come to the curved surface. The area of the curved surface, we know when it is fitted on this circular part, we need to find the circumference of the circle. The circumference of this circle is the same as the length of the rectangle, because we know area of a rectangle equals to length times width. And our length is the distance from here to here. But this one is when it is open. But when it's on the cylinder, it is in the form of a circle, a curve. So to find the length becomes the circumference So the length of this rectangle, which is on the cylinder, is the same as the circumference of this cycle. And we know circumference of a cycle is 2 pi r. That is circumference of a cycle. Therefore, and this width of the rectangle is the same as this height. So the area of this curved surface, area of the curved surface, area of the curved surface of a cylinder is the same as 2 pi r times h. When you take this one back to the rectangle, you will find that 2 pi r is the length and h is the width. Therefore, the area of the curved surface of a cylinder is 2 pi r h. We come to the cycle. We have two cycles. So we have the top and the bottom. They are always the same. For it to be called a cylinder, the top cycle and the bottom cycle must be the same. That is why when you find the area of one cycle, you just multiply it by 2 to get the area of both cycles. Therefore, total surface area of a cylinder which is closed. When you say closed, it means closed on both sides. The top and the bottom parts are closed. For a cylinder which is closed on both sides, the surface area will be the area of the curved surface, which is 2 pi RH, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. That one gives you the area, total surface area of a closed cylinder. Are we there, people? Good. Now, this one was a closed cylinder. Come to an open cylinder. When you have an open cylinder, it means one part of the cylinder is either the bottom or the top is open or is missing. Take for instance, you have that can of needle and you have removed the lid so that you can take the needle out of it, because needle can is an example of a cylinder. When you remove that, it becomes an open cylinder. So surface area of an open cylinder it means, in this case, for a closed cylinder, we had both ends there, which were closed. But this time, for an open cylinder, one end is open, which means one cycle is missing. Therefore, the formula will be the area of the curved surface, which is always constant, 2 pi RH plus the area of one cycle, which is pi r squared. There we will have found the formula for finding the total surface area of an open cylinder. Let's see for a pipe. And I remember I told you a pipe is a cylinder which is open on both sides. Both ends, the top and the bottom, are open, they are not there. That's a pipe, you can see through it. And in this case, surface we need to find the formula for finding surface area of a pipe. And for this case, we have seen that a pipe has no top and has no bottom, which means it is open. For this case, now we find that the surface area of a pipe is just finding the surface area of the curved surface of a cylinder. And in this case, we found that surface area of a curved surface is 2 pi r h. That is the formula for finding total surface area of the curved surface of a cylinder. Let's do a question here to work out using the formula. You are told we have that question. Find the surface area of a cylinder which is not closed at all, and the cylinder is this one. The cylinder. This cylinder of ours is not closed at all. In simple words, it means it's a cylinder which is open on both sides. And I told you a cylinder which is not closed on both sides, we call it a pipe. So in simple words, we are finding the total surface area of a pipe. And we found that surface area, total surface area of a pipe equals to 2 pi r h. But before we continue, let's collect the data from the figure given. In our data, our height, our pi is 22/7. That is our pi. Our r, we know radius. We learned this one when we were learning about cycles. Our radius is the distance from this to the middle of the cycle. But we have been given 14, which means our radius will be 14/2. The 14 given is diameter. The 14 given is that. So our radius definitely will be 14 divided by 2, which gives you 7. So our radius is 7 centimeters. Our height from the figure, the distance from here up to here, which is 20 centimeters. Here we have collected our data. Now, We continue from there. We know total surface area of a pipe is 2 pi RH. 2 pi RH. It's now substituting these values to the data we collected. And from this, we shall have 2 times 22/7 times 7 times 20. This 7 goes with this 7. Once. Then we shall have this times this, we get 44 times 20. That is 4, 0, 0, 8, 8. So our surface area for this cylinder, the curved part of this cylinder, which is our open cylinder, open on both sides cylinder, is 880 centimeters squared. Remember, always area is written in square units. So the answer will be 880 square centimeters. I think I'm very clear there. Let's see another question. This one we have dealt with a pipe. Let's see example 2. In example 2, we are going to deal with a cylinder which is open on one side. The cylinder is this one. That is the cylinder, and here we have 40 centimeters. Here we have we have been told pi. We have been told to use pi as 3.14. This cylinder is open on one side. It's an open cylinder. Now, we first of all have to collect data. For this case, we have pi being 22/7. We have R. The 16 given is our diameter because touching the circumference of the cycle. So that's our diameter. To get radius from it, we divide it by 2. So we have our radius as 8 centimeters. We have our height as 40 centimeters. If you can remember, the formula of finding surface area of a cylinder which is open on one side or an open cylinder, we said it will be the surface area of the curved part, which is 2 total surface area equals 2 pi RH, 2 pi RH plus pi r squared, because if it's an open cylinder, we are only using one cycle. That's why we have pi r squared. That's area of a cycle. We have to use that, substitute these values to the formula. It will be 2 times 3.14, because that's the pi we have been told to use, times our radius, which is 8, times our height, which is 20. Not 20, it's 40, sorry. Our height is 40, plus, make that plus to be somehow bigger to differentiate between the two calculations. Or you can put this one in brackets to differentiate from the other part. Pi is 3.14 times 8, which is our radius, times 8. Now we calculate. We shall have 2, this and this gives you 320. 40 times 8 you get 320. 320 times 2 you get 640. So you have 3.14 times 640. We multiply together. 0 times 4 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 3, that is 0. 4 times 4 is 16, carry 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 times 3 is 12, plus, not plus, that's just 12. You come to 6. 6 times 4 is 24, carry 2. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. Then we add these ones, 0 there, 6, 9, 10, 9, 10, 2. Remember, we have 2 decimal places, so it becomes 2009.60. That is for this part. The other part is 8 times 8 gives you 64. So we shall have 3.14 times 64. That is 16, 5, 12. That is 24, 8, 18. Add them together, you get 6, 9, 10, 10, 2. But remember, this one has 2 decimal places, so the decimal counts there. So because it's the total surface area, we are going to take 2009.60, add 200.96. What I have to make sure is right, the decimals are in line. Therefore, 6, that is 15, 9, 10, carry 1, 1, 2, 2. So we shall get our answer as total surface area of that cylinder, giving us, which is open on one side, giving us 2210.56 centimeters squared. I think I'm clear on that one. Is anybody with a question? Can let me know. Let's see another question, which is now a cylinder which is closed on both sides. That is example 3. Says find the surface area of the following cylinder following cylinder, which is closed, on both sides, and you have been told to use pi as 22/7. Remember always, when having question of surface area, in most cases you will be given the pi to use. But if you have not been given, it is determined by the value of the height, the radius of the diameter. If the diameter is a multiple of 7, that's when you use 22/7. If it's not a multiple of 7, you use 3.14. Therefore, our cylinder is like that. You have been told this one here is 42 centimeters. Here is 50 centimeters. And we have been told it is closed on both sides. Therefore, first of all, the first thing you collect the data. You have been told the pi is 22/7. Radius, this one when it touches the circumference becomes a diameter. So the radius will be 42 divided by 2, which gives you 21 centimeters. Come to the height is 50 centimeters. Now, because the cylinder is closed on both sides, what we do now, we apply the formula. Remember, total surface area of a cylinder which is closed on both sides is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. That is the formula for finding surface area of a cylinder which is closed on both sides. Therefore, it will be 2 times our pi is 22/7 times our radius is 21 times our height is 50 plus 2 times 22/7 times 21 times 21. That is now the calculation we are going to be involved in finding the total surface area of this cylinder. Okay, this 7 goes with this one 3 times. So it is 2 times 22, get 44. 44 times 3, that is 12. That is 13. Times 50, that is 0, 10, 15, 16, 6. So you get 6,600 for this side. 6,600. I think your calculation is the same as mine. Let's see this other side, because we are calculating together. I think you have also already started calculating. So this one there is 1, there is 3. Up to this part shall have the same thing, which is 1,000. This is 44 times 3, that is 12. 13 times 21, that is 2, 3, 1. That is 0, 4, 6, 2. We add them together, we get 2, 7, 7, 2. You get, on the 2 cycles, they will give us 2,772 square centimeters. On the curved surface, we shall be having 6,600. The sum of the two gives us the total surface area of this cylinder, meaning we shall take 6,600, add 2,772, 772. This gives us 2, 7, 13, 9. So the total surface area becomes 9,372 centimeters squared. That is a cylinder which is open on both, which is closed on both sides, sorry. And now we come back to our formula so that I give you a highlight on how it works. We have been told our general formula for finding surface area of a closed cylinder is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. This one is for closed. And we have learned when it's open on one side, sometimes it's called just open for an open cylinder. What happens? This one remains constant, which means 2 pi RH is constant plus. What is affected is this, because for an open cylinder, the circular part is the one that is one of it is eliminated. So we remove these two, we remain with the pi R squared. And now come for a pi, it will be this part now, because the second cycle is now removed again to remain as 2 pi RH. You can see our constant part is this one. The one that changed is this one according to environment, to the circumstances available. So that is the surface area of closed cylinders. Therefore, I'll leave you with an assignment. Do for me this question. Find the surface area of a closed cylinder. Find the surface area of a closed cylinder below. Pi will be 22/7. I wish you the best. Hope you enjoyed the lesson, but please take care of yourself there at home. Corona is real. Take care of yourself and your neighbors, and please take care of the environment, because the environment is all we need. Thank you.